this tutorial we want to look at a couple of factors. One has to do with the proper way of making a hole between two domains so that the rendering will work okay. This is a new orb, so let's add our first domain, and to keep it fast we'll just use wall for floors and ceilings and everything else. Okay, let's put in our object and we'll save this. Alright, we have just a simple room. Now then, if we want to make a room on top of this and put a hole between the two, here's what we have to do. We go to domain and let's make another room, and we'll make this one under the other one. So we'll click add. We're going to take this down to minus 256, minus 128. So that'll be domain 1. Now, here's the thing. You cannot just add walls over the top of the other walls. The proper way to do it is to make the new domain off to the side, like this, and then you can either drag it in by using the walls, or you could drag it in using the domain thing. You have to cut this down to 64 to drag that in properly. Then you just put it right over the top. By doing this, both domains are totally separate, which is a necessity. Okay, now we have two domains, one over the top of the other. To get between them, we have to make an R-hole. So to make the R-hole, we click add, and this is going to go from minus 128 to 0. We have to give it an effect of R-hole. And ceiling and floor we're going to leave as no name. The domain above is going to be domain 0, and the domain below is going to be domain 1. Oops, domain 1. Now all we have to do is add some walls. And this will be on domain 2. There we go. So let's take a look at this and see what we're looking at. And here we have a hole. And we can fall between the two domains. That's how that is done. Now, if for some reason we wanted this hole to be the full width of these two domains, then we just drag it into place. Now, we have our three domains. The upper one, the hole, and then the lower one. Let's look at that again. Okay. So, a reason for doing this kind of hole might be for the following. Let's grab this domain, move it out of the way. That was domain 0. That's domain 1. And here's our hole, domain 2. So let's put that over there, out of the way. Put domain 0 back. And let's add a new domain that is the same floor height and ceiling as domain 0. And now, let's see, this is going to be on domain 3. Let's drag our player up in here. We'll give him a different angle so he points down toward the hole. Now, let's put this over here to the side. Oops, one more to the side. Because what we're going to do is we're going to add to this. That'll be domain 4. Domain 4. This back will be on 4. Now, we need to drag this over the top of the other domain. We can do it by dragging the domains, but then we're left with this one wall hanging out. So we just have to come over to walls and move it over. Now we pull this domain down so that the hole is between these two. Now, when we save and load, okay, we start up here. We come down below. So here we see how to work with domains using the RHOLE, and the only thing different than you may have been doing it in the past is making sure that you don't have any of these different domains share points. This point right here has 3 walls that it's sharing, but those are all part of the same basic structure, which is okay. But you wouldn't want this wall here, for example, sharing this same point. It just won't work. The rendering will go totally nuts. Okay, I hope this gives you some idea of how to approach working with domains on top of each other without having your points get interlocked.